Welcome back. I have just come fresh off the golf course, so don't mind the attire, but we're not here to talk about golf. We are actually here to discuss this year's Premier League predictions. It is not the end of the transfer window, and I'm fully aware of that, so before you get on to me, if there are any big changes, then that's just the way the cookie's gonna crumble, and there's nothing I can really do about that. We're here to make some predictions. I'm excited. Let's get into this. First up, Luton Town are going straight back down. All right, I'm sorry if from Luton Town. I don't think there's anyone from Luton Town watching this, truthfully. Next up, Sheffield United. You know what? Sheffield United they weren't that bad in their opening game, but I still think they're going down. I'm sorry, I do. I really do. Last but not least, I'm gonna get a lot of stick for this. I know I'm gonna get a lot of stick for this. But with Paqueta potentially leaving, they might sign a replacement for him, but it's not gonna be as good as Paqueta. Paqueta looks like he's off to City for a substantial amount of money, so you can't blame him for selling him, but you're losing Rice and Paqueta, and it appears that you have not replaced Rice / have no intentions of it. I thought Tyler Adams would have been a good signing for West Ham, but I don't think they're interested in him. I don't know, it just seems a little bit weird at the moment at West Ham. I'm not too sure what's going on. They do have a pot of money from the Rice sale. That's really it. I'm gonna put West Ham here, and I apologize to Hammers. I apologize to Ethan right now for putting you guys down there, because there's definitely some clubs that are gonna be, it's gonna be, I think, a serious scrap at the bottom, except for Luton Town. I think Luton Town are just getting the boot. Who else is gonna be in that scrap is, I believe Everton will be. Again, they just, every time the team does not excite me. They've been in a scrap for a few seasons now, and I don't see this season being that much of a difference. Just above them, I'm gonna put Forest. I think Forest will stay up. I don't know, I don't know. Like, you know what's weird is it's either gonna be Forest go down and West Ham do like okay and just get by this season, but I don't know. They've got loads more fixtures, West Ham. I'm not convinced. So we'll go like this. 15, I'll also put Wolves down here. Let me tell you though, they looked really good against United, and I almost feel a little bit bad from putting it here, but I have to remember I cannot judge an entire team's season off of one game. Otherwise, I have to put Newcastle as winning this thing. Let's go. Sorry, we need 14, 15, 16. We need one more. Bournemouth. I'll put these boys at the top here. I'll put Bournemouth there. All right, then moving on to 11th to 13th. I think we'll see Palace. Eze looks like he's doing a job there for him, but Elise looks like he's off to City as well. They lost Zaha as well. Eze's become their new man, and they're playing some decent football, so maybe. I'm gonna put Burnley here as well. That might come as a bit of a surprise, but under Company, I've got faith. It's weird being able to actually sit through an entire Burnley game. It feels weird, but they're doing it this season, or at least they've started doing it. Next up, we will go with 11, 12, 13. I think we'll have Villa in there. They did get off to a very rough start. I don't know what it was, but that high line was horrific. It was a really tough watch. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if, like, you know, Villa were in here and even Wolves ended up having an okay season. I don't know. I actually, before that first game, I genuinely thought Wolves were relegation candidates. Next up in 8th to 10th, Brentford. I do think them missing Ivan Toney is really, for the first, well, till January, I think he's back, is the real reason why you're not going to see them attempt these spots here. So I'm gonna have them down there. I also think Brighton, Brighton are a good side, but they've been gutted, man. Like, you know, Sanchez is gone, McAllister's gone, Caicedo's gone, quality players have left. And knowing Brighton, they've probably got the next 100 million player sat in that squad already. It's probably Ferguson, I don't know. But yeah, I just think because they've lost some serious quality, I'll be impressed if they manage to do better than this, honestly. Then also in here, I'm gonna go with Spurs. Obviously, them losing Kane is a massive blow. I'll put them up here, but I can't see in any world. I mean, that sounds dramatic. Don't say that, Cal, because sometimes teams get better when they lose their main player. It's happened before. We'll see. I wasn't that impressed with Spurs, but I was impressed with Maddison. Maddison is such a baller. So it's a real shame that Kane isn't there, because I genuinely think like Kane, Son and Maddison just would have been ridiculously OP. So next up, I'm going to put Liverpool in Conference League. Now, as a Liverpool fan, this breaks my heart purely because the transfer window has just not transfer windowed, and people, you know, we've been the butt of a lot of jokes, especially regarding the Caicedo and Lavia situations. Liverpool just don't have the financial ability to compete with a team like Chelsea right now. To be honest, with any of these other teams that are about to come next. They all have more money and will spend more money. And that even includes Newcastle under their new ownership. To be fair, Newcastle haven't gone and spunked a bunch of money, so they're probably maybe the one team that I could leave out of that conversation, but everybody else there has spent a lot of money. It came down to the fact that I just don't think Liverpool have the money. Next up, I'm actually going to go with Manchester United in the Europa League. I genuinely think Manchester's season really depends on that new striker, Højlund. If he comes in and he starts firing, then yeah, Champions League definitely, but their striker problem seems pretty big to me, and Rashford just isn't a striker. I'm sorry, he isn't. Off the left, he's great, but down the middle, I don't think that's where he belongs. So yeah, I'm going to go with Europa League for United, and I know people are really going to get onto me for that. What can I say? Next up, in fourth place, I'm going to put Chelsea. I think just with them having no distractions other than the Premier League and domestic trophies, they have the best midfield in the league now. With De Bruyne out injured, Man City's midfield is, it'll always be good with Rodri there especially, but a midfield trio at the moment of Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and really whoever the hell else they want to put in there. They can put Lavia, if they wanted to go more attacking, they can put someone else in there. It's a really, really good midfield. I'm going to put Chelsea here in the Champions League. I think they're going to have a good season under Poch, and that might rattle a few people for me to put Chelsea above United. And who knows, maybe I'm watching this back and I'm laughing at myself. I don't know. Then in third place, I am going to go with Newcastle United. Yeah, I think Newcastle are going to have another good season. I don't think they will be title contenders, and that might be a horrendous take. It very well could be a horrendous take. Let's leave it there. The less said, the better. I just feel like I could get this Newcastle one really wrong, and they end up just having an absolute worldy season. But that leaves us with the two best teams in the league at the moment, which are Arsenal and Man City. And I do believe that Arsenal are going to win the league this season. I think the pain that they went through last season, its maturity in the squad, they've added some serious quality in Rice. The Timber injury is mega. Arsenal just seems to be a much better run club now with Arteta. Everything just seems to make sense with what's happening at Arsenal. Man City with De Bruyne looking like he's going to be out injured for a little while as well. I don't know. I'm going to go with this one, and I think finally Arteta is going to have Pep. He's going to do it. He's going to finally do it, and I don't think City will win the league this season. So that's my bold shout, I suppose. I'm really gutted about Liverpool having to put them in Conference League. And by the way, I will say, if they do somehow sign a magnificent defensive midfielder or a 6, then Liverpool are in the Champions League race. And I know that's their goal for this season. It very much depends on what level of 6 that we get. But yes, guys, let me know, what do you think to this? I know I'm going to get a lot of angry Liverpool fans. We got one of the best attacks in the league. It's just that midfield rebuild that we had. It was looking so good until Fabinho left. Really. Now we're fucked. But yes, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I know I'm going to get cooked by quite a few people. Probably, definitely about West Ham. West Ham, I know you lot are pissed off with me right now. Just the transfer window hasn't been great for West Ham either. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.